What's going on, guys? It's Jeff. Real quick, by the way, we're closing in on 5 million subscribers, so if you're new here, subscribe. I upload basically every single day, even the days where the Eagles get absolutely ass slammed, because last night, Stoner's Delight 3. Oh, this is actually really cool. They actually give you a jar of bud. I'm done. Then we got a Port Nova laboratory skin where when she breathes out, all the fucking dank smoke comes out of it. So I decided that I'm gonna end up saving up all of these tokens that I get. Any token I get from this point forward, I'm just gonna save it and then try to use it over on Vanguard. I know that they got those promotions where you can buy like chips and shit like that to try to, I don't know, use like, I think it's like an hour or so a day. It's just not really worth it, to be honest with you. I had one year, I forget which year it was, but I had a whole bunch of chips. Got a picture of all the codes and shit like that, and then I just entered them one by one, swiped through them, and then deleted them whenever I was finished with it. But it really, I'm sure it could make a difference over time, you know what I mean? And especially during that season 0 time where everybody is, everyone is actually playing the multiplayer version of the game and they're not sitting there on Warzone. It just didn't really seem that useful to sit there and go through all that trouble of actually getting all this shit and then going through the process of entering it and all that. It's, yeah. I thought he was... Am I hearing shit wrong? Yeah, I'm just gonna pop my tokens on these games and then head over to Vanguard, and then whenever it runs out, I'll go back or whatever, whichever way I need to. People are saying that this shit has like the TTK of the AK, the Cold War AK or whatever. It really doesn't feel like it at all. It doesn't even feel close, to be honest. There's a guy still sitting above us, but I mean, he's not gonna make a difference. Just leave him there. Getting like a level of kill. This shit is weird. I couldn't see him because of all of the symbols on my screen. These game modes feel like multiplayer before they fixed anything. It's so weird. Remember on multiplayer when you could see your teammates like through the walls in like a certain way, and then other times you really couldn't? It was so weird. It was such a fucked up time during the Modern Warfare multiplayer part that people just don't want to talk about. So speaking of XP and level ups and shit like that, I was thinking, so the reason I was playing this game mode anyway, the only way that you could possibly level these weapons obviously is playing Warzone or some form of Warzone anyway, and playing on some part of Verdansk. Sick and tired of Verdansk. The amount of rocks and all that shit, it was disgusting. I've been seeing more and more screenshots of this, but people have been unlocking what I'm assuming are placement camos, and it's just not actually counting or unlocking anything. Or maybe it is. I did not try to mantle that at all. I was missing half of those bullets. It's great. Jesus! Stop jumping in here, man. Fuck. What the? With you being able to actually use these, at least just 2 Vanguard weapons, technically speaking, if you end up hitting max level, say, for this thing, for both of the weapons, when the actual game starts, you technically have a head start on weapon leveling, at the very least. So realistically, if I want to be as efficient as possible, I actually should just play with these weapons until they both hit max level. Here's also the other thing. As I'm doing this, since I was seeing those pictures of people actually randomly unlocking placeholder camos, I was thinking, well, what is a very common thing that would be considered a challenge in most Call of Duties? Camo challenges, usually the #1 thing is total kills, right? So if in my mind, I know that for sure that there would be at least some sort of kill camo unlocked by maybe 300 to 500 kills or something like that at most. Realistically, in most of these games, you can get like 25 kills and it would at least start unlocking Woodland or some shit like that. But I don't know how the Vanguard camos are actually working, but I had this idea, this theory, that if I were to actually do those challenges, maybe, just maybe, when Vanguard starts, I could technically start already completing the challenges before the game's even out. The screenshots that I ended up seeing of camos, they were like, I think I saw one that was like the graveyard camo. Well, every screenshot that I've seen, though, they were a Modern Warfare camo being unlocked on the Vanguard thing. So that's obviously, it should be just like not correct or whatever. The realistic thing here is that you can't actually unlock any of the camos at this point in time. At the very, very least, you can get them to max level, and by the time that you go to start to use it in multiplayer, day 1, you can just start frying with your decked out, you know, level 70 plus STG. And so on top of how many camos there are also a ton of levels for most of the weapons in the game, especially assault rifles. Assault rifles always have the most expansive challenges in terms of length anyway. Usually ARs just go to a higher level. They know that people use them more often, they're more all-purpose, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, the Eagles just kind of, honestly, that game felt like a repeat of them playing against the Chiefs. It's just, the Eagles offense is not really good enough to keep up with like really, really high level offenses. It's nice when everything's working and things are clicking for them and all that, but see, that's what I'm talking about right there. It's so weird, the recoil on this thing. I shot every single bullet after the first two, all above his head. I like underestimate this recoil and then I overestimate it randomly. It's such a weird, I need to fucking hold it down.
Oh, it is.
Oh, you would do that to me. Now they're teasing The Haunting returns on the 19th. Oh, it's the day after my birthday. My birthday in a couple days, I keep forgetting. Pretty boring at this point. I mean, see, that damage feels good. Maybe I'm just missing. It's just so hard to consistently play this game for so long. As you can tell by my season levels, it's just... And also, since it's my birthday, that means that it's almost Halloween, which also means that I should be able to have a playthrough for the Dark Picture soon. All right, man, you guys got me, dude. Hey, man, I'll never touch the payload again. Holy fuck. Payload champions. Whatever, bro. I don't care then. Fine. Whatever. Okay, this stick is... I hate when this shit happens. Does anybody else hate when this shit happens? You tack sprint so much that it just keeps falling off? Please, man. Oh, okay, I'm replacing it. Yeah, when you play so much and this little like rubber thing just starts it's like having to get a new skateboard for the skateboarders and shit. I always thought that shit was so cool whenever I was a kid. I was like, damn, because I always wanted like a really nice cool skateboard when I was a kid and I could never really get one. Even if it's like a shitty skateboard, I never got like a proper skateboard. I was always getting like fucking vert skateboards when I'm stuck on like dirt dog shit road. I didn't really grow up anywhere where it was really good to skate. I always thought it was the coolest shit in the world that skateboarders would be able to get a board one day from the company, fuck it up on that day, and then in the same day just get a brand new one just immediately. Like in my mind, I was terrified for my board to get broken, or even though it really wasn't good, I was afraid for it to break as well. I can't get another one. I can't do all the shit that I see on Tony Hawk where people are like, you know, slamming the board into the ground, jumping and breaking it in half. I had the money for that. Straight up, I did want to buy that Tony Hawk blood skateboard though. I couldn't find it though. Warzone playlist updates live, added Iron Trials 84 for trios. I haven't actually tried Iron Trials, but I don't play with people, so. Oh, that's actually interesting. Tactical Sprint allows players to eliminate the need for double tap on analog stick. Setting has 3 options. Double tap to get a tactical sprint, which is what I usually do. Single tap from sprint. Single tap to tactical sprint while sprinting. Single tap from run. Single tap to tactical sprint while running. Want players to be able to use tactical sprint strategically without the need to choose between auto attack sprint and the physical pain associated with repeated quick presses of the left and right analog sticks. Okay, think about it like this. You might feel pain in your finger, but imagine how much pain your controller's stick feels. The amount of pressure that you have applied to that stick is enough to crush planets. The amount of energy that is stored up and accumulated as you sit there and just repeatedly tack sprint cancel. This right here is enough to power the sun. I've been seeing Halo's ranked play settings and stuff like that. I really hope at least the ranked makes sense, because the way that they talked about the leveling system and all that shit on the game with challenges involved and stuff, I don't really know how I feel about that, so at least maybe ranked will make sense. I'm hoping. Think about Halo, I'm definitely gonna need a team, unless there's like ranked Lone Wolves or something like that. I don't know. Lone Wolves was my first 50. I didn't mean to run out of ammo. I need kills with the SDG, not... Yeah, so that's the gist of it. I'm just gonna spam this shit, level them both up to max, see if maybe, just maybe, a camo ends up getting unlocked. Within the next... what is it, 9 days or something like that, we're gonna be having a new Dark Pictures series, so I'm excited for that shit. So honestly, I could probably do this within a day. Now, whether I will or not is a whole different ball game.